It's the last day of my Camino, and so I had to have breakfast with my buddy Leo. And I have to put a word out for the hotel I stayed at, the Paradorus. It's literally right next to the cathedral, and it has to be one of the nicest hotels I've ever stayed at. And it's very reasonably priced. So if I were ever doing this again, I'd definitely put this in the budget. And it just has a great mix of being really elegant, but also spiritual at the same time. They're not afraid to put a crucifix up or have statues of St. James. And I had time for my last Mass on the Camino, and I had to say goodbye to Father Manny. It was time to take the cab to the airport. It's a real short drive. I think it was 20 minutes. And it's funny, I just gave this guy €2 on the other side of the cathedral about a half an hour before that. So he's getting good coverage. While I was heading to the airport, I realized I had a pretty smooth Compostela. I nearly lost my rain poncho. That would have been devastating, but the lady at the hotel helped me out. I think her name was Anna. And I broke my prescription sunglasses and my Beats, and I ran out of dental floss. So that was pretty good. And as I was driving away, I was thinking about what am I going to miss the most? And there's something I noticed on the first day, and Cousin Cindy alluded to this too, that there's just something about following the signs on the Compostela. And it's a lot like life, because sometimes the signs we get are just right in front of us. And sometimes the signs are hard to see. And sometimes we need to see the same sign several times before we realize we're even getting the sign. Sometimes God wants us to choose which way to go, and a lot of the times the signs are what not to do. And sometimes we need to call someone for some help to figure out what the signs mean. Well, I suppose we should always look up for signs. And sometimes the sign is to start all over again. And then sometimes it seems like we're not getting any signs at all. And I can hear JP saying, "All right, Mark, enough with the signs." And a special shout out to my good friend Joel O'Driscoll. Joel, thanks for loaning me the pack and the other stuff, and you really put my mind at ease before taking off on the Camino. And the rosary for the last day is gratitude for all of you moms out there. You guys go through so much, and I'm personally convinced that as I was being conceived, God looked at me and said, this one's too wimpy to be a female, let's make this one a male. So this rosary is especially for my mom, Mary, and Rhonda's mom, Evelyn, and Katie, JP and Cindy's mom, and certainly Rhonda, and Aaron and Sheila, Cindy, Paula, Terry, Sorrel, and Jennifer. From all of the guys on this thread, we love you and we appreciate you. And thanks for following, you guys. You don't know how much it meant to me to have you guys following. It just made the Camino that much more special. Cindy, thanks for correcting me on my lexicon. And if that's the right word to use there, I'm not even sure. But it sounded good. And of course, if any of you guys have any questions about the Camino, don't hesitate to reach out. Love you all. And remember, stay thirsty for God, my friends.